Hi everyone, it's the EnglishSimmer here, and in this video I'm going to be talking about what I personally would love to see in The Sims 4 seasons. So, there's been a lot of talk about The Sims 4 seasons, from EA help services apparently giving away release dates, to coding found way back in the game when toddlers were released. There's been a lot of news and kind of rumors surrounding The Sims 4 seasons, and this is the perfect day to be filming this because I am currently squinting. It's that weather that's not really sunny but it's super bright, so it hurts your eyes. I apologize for how squinty I am in this video, but I thought I would not address the rumors or anything like that because this news has been out for like months now. But I kind of wanted to do a wish list if or when The Sims 4 seasons is coming out of what I would like to see either be brought back into the game from previous versions, which I'm not going to focus too much on because I don't like The Sims 4 just to be a complete rehash of The Sims 2 seasons or The Sims 3 seasons. But there are some things I would like to see return because I think they were pretty cool in the previous games, and then kind of some new ideas that we don't have in The Sims 4 as of right now, but I would love to see in there. So I'm gonna start. I actually have a little book of notes, so apologize if I look down in this video. I know it's probably gonna get annoying, but it's because I have a notebook of like things I've jotted down. So I'm gonna start with summer. Summer is personally my favorite season because I love being outside. We don't get sun very often here in England, so I try to soak up every last bit of it. So for summer, I would love to see allergies make a return. I personally have, especially this year, been suffering with hay fever really bad. Sorry guys, I feel like my tripod is like slowly doing this, which is really annoying. But yeah, I have hay fever and we already have illnesses in The Sims 4, so I would really like your Sims to be affected by the weather. Maybe in winter, if it's raining and they don't like the winter or something like that, they could maybe get like a little bit upset about it, that they can't go out and have some fun in the sun. Or if they have hay fever, then in the spring and summer they kind of get a little bit snotty and kind of a little bit ill. Then something I desperately want in The Sims 4 is pool floats and also sun loungers. We have outdoor furniture, but we don't have any sun loungers, which still to me seems very bizarre that we don't have them. Like, I just want my families to be able to chill by their pools, like on little pool floats, maybe with like a drinks holder in like a, I don't know, an inflatable chair that can float on the water whilst they're in there. I just miss having, the only like outdoor activity I think we have at the moment is the slip and slide, and I rarely use the slip and slide, so I would love for my families to be able to have like family barbecues in the summer and just create more of like a backyard environment. Backyard stuff didn't really do it for me, so I would love to see a few more activities for the back garden, maybe like swing ball or something like that. You know, I'm a fan of all activities in The Sims, so just give me more activities and I'll be happy, I guess. And moving on from sun lounges, I definitely want the tanning system to return. That was one of my favorite things about The Sims 3. I love how you could get sunburn, and we do actually have a mod for it, so I'm not that salty if it doesn't make it into the game because the mod that we do have for tanning is actually incredible. I actually recently just downloaded it, but I really like the mod. But having it as official content for those players who don't play with mods. Then again, a massive thing that I would love to see in The Sims 4, we had Brindleton Bay. Brindleton was introduced with The Sims 4 Cats and Dogs. It's this amazing coastal world, and I'm fairly sure you know where this one's going, but I would love my Sims to be able to paddle or swim in the ocean. Even paddling would be like a step up for me. That was introduced back in The Sims 3 for Island Paradise. It was one of my favorite interactions ever, and I know I said I don't want like a rehash of previous versions, but I feel like it would fit in really well to the worlds that we already have in The Sims 4. You know, Willow Creek has rivers. We also have the bluffs in Windenburg, and it's a water-filled game. There are a lot of places where swimming in like lakes or ponds or paddling in the ocean could really fit in well. I was kind of hoping it would come with cats and dogs, like say you could play fetch with your dog in the ocean, because I see that an awful lot in real life, and it would have been really cool to have that in The Sims 4 cats and dogs. So I'm kind of hoping it comes in season. Then quickly moving on to my second favorite season of the year, autumn. This is a time where you can just snuggle up and kind of retreat from summer in your own ways. So I've written down some things that I would personally love to see. I would love to see pumpkin picking make a return. Obviously we have spooky stuff, which helps a lot with kind of your seasons of autumn. If you play the game the way that I do, around October time I get a lot of use out of spooky stuff because I throw a lot of Halloween parties, I have people dress up an awful lot, and I like to take my Sims out to a pumpkin patch. However, that's not actually a feature in the game, like they can carve pumpkins there, but I would love for them to be able to like actually pick their pumpkins or choose to grow pumpkins if they wanted to. I don't actually know when pumpkins grow. I think they grow all throughout summer. So imagine if your Sims like planted pumpkin seeds in the spring and then you kept your pumpkins alive until autumn, and then you could pick them and like carve them with the family. I think pumpkin carving would be a great addition, especially alongside spooky stuff, because we pretty much already have the tools in the game for it. We have gardening, we have being able to carve pumpkins. I really like when a new expansion really brings a lot of tie-in with previous packs, and I feel as if pumpkin carving is a good way to go with autumn in The Sims 4. Then again, kind of another personal holiday that we celebrate in the fall/autumn is bonfire night. I cannot even tell you the amount of times I have tried to recreate bonfire night in my Sims 4 game. We have fireworks, we have bonfires, okay? So I would like maybe an event, maybe like a party event that you can host or something. It doesn't have to be called bonfire night. I know some people are against celebrating bonfire night, but kind of just like an autumn get together where you can set off fireworks. You can do a bonfire if you feel like doing a bonfire. I mean, no hedgehogs are going to be harmed in The Sims 4, let's be real. Or maybe they can be, I don't know. I don't know if EA want to push the boat out on that one. I personally wouldn't, because I think it would upset an awful lot of people. But hey, maybe they could take it that far in realism if they wanted to. But I would love to see some kind of autumn party, like just to basically say goodbye to summer and one last big hoo-ha before the winter rolls in. And what I would also love to see, I don't know how this would work with The Sims 4 not being open world, so I don't really know how this one would happen, but I would love to see a more in-depth trick-or-treating. We have the trick-or-treat bowl, but your Sims can only take from that in their household. So I would love to see trick-or-treating. However, like I said, I don't know how it would work with the game's current dynamics, unfortunately. If you have any ideas as to how trick-or-treating would work, then definitely leave them in the comments down below, because I would love to hear your thoughts on it. Then moving on to winter, there are a lot of things that I would like to see in the winter in The Sims 4. This is basically like a personal wish list. I know some of these things probably aren't possible, some of these things would probably never be in any iteration of The Sims, but this is what I would like to see, and trust me, it's a long list because I'm a picky person who likes a lot of things to do for my Sims. Again, one thing that I would love to have as like a get-together or a social event is the Christmas markets. We have festivals in Semi-Shuno, so I would really like, I don't know how this would work as a lot type or how any of it would work really, but if we could have Christmas markets, that would be pretty cool. I actually, in Young'uns, last Christmas I think, we did a Christmas markets kind of part where I got loads of food stalls and everything, and then like just little sellers on the streets. So it is possible in the game right now, but I would love it to be like an official implemented part of The Sims. But Christmas markets I think are such a cute tradition to have around Christmas time, so I would really love to see that, just to celebrate with food and with like buying gifts and just a cute date for your couples. And obviously winter does very much revolve around food. Christmas markets tend to revolve around food, and also Christmas dinner. I again cannot tell you the amount of times I have tried to recreate either Thanksgiving dinner or Christmas dinner in my Sims 4. I kind of invite the families over, make like a roast chicken and try and have them all sit around the table. It never usually works that way because nobody ever just sits at a table and like eats. They all sit around the TV or something, which is fine. I mean, some people celebrate Christmas in that way. Again, these things don't need to be called Christmas. I know in The Sims 4 they don't really like having that much realism or connecting anything to like one specific religion, so I get that they can't call it Christmas. And one thing that I would love to be in The Sims 4 seasons, I don't think this has ever been done, but you guys might correct me on this one, I don't know, but if the Sims team are looking for a new woohoo, what about igloo woohoo? So your couples could like have a romantic getaway. Say if they're kids, this sounds weird AF, but say if you like created an igloo with your child when it was snowing and then this igloo stayed up, then your mum and dad of the family could go off and have like a little romantic rendezvous, kind of like The Sims 3 treehouse, I guess. Like that was a little bit weird to me because after I woohooed in it, I was kind of like, do I want to send my kids back to play in this area? Because it seems a little bit tainted in my memory, so I don't think I want that, but it could be the same kind of thing with the igloo. Maybe kids could go in and play in the igloos just like a little like rabbit hole. Like they could play mummy and daddies, or they could play like home or something like that in the igloo. And then mum and dad could sleep out there. Maybe a teenager, if they're feeling rebellious for the night, they can go sleep in an igloo. I just think there's a lot of things to do around an igloo, and an igloo woohoo. I feel like that could be amazing. I would freaking love it. And then moving on from winter into spring, there's quite a few ideas here that I don't think have ever been done in The Sims and that I would love to see in like a future of The Sims. So one of them is actually Four Leaf Clover Hunting. So say if you go into like a park or something like that, I know we have like the spring egg hunts, I think we've had that in previous games, but I would love to be able to hunt four-leaf clovers. So if your kid wanted like a little bit of extra luck, say if a sim was proposing and they wanted like a little moodlet for like extra luck for like the next 4 days or something like that, they could go hunt for a four-leaf clover, and then if they found it, they'd just get a little moodlet for about 4 days that give them a little bit of extra luck. So maybe they get better grades in school, maybe like their outcomes in work go better for them, maybe they have like a small performance game, something like that that could be implemented into the game very easily. I think it would be adorable, just for Sims who need like a little pick-me-up at the beginning of spring after a long, hard winter. Another brand new thing that I don't think we've ever had in Sims is Pancake Day. As you guys know, the pancakes, Eliza and Bob pancakes, have been kind of a turret of The Sims 4. They've been probably next to the goths. I would say the pancakes are pretty much the main promotional family in The Sims 4. They seem to be the family that everybody knows. They're a brand new addition into The Sims 4, and they are just a family that everybody recognizes. If you play The Sims 4, then you kind of know straight away exactly who Bob and Eliza pancakes are. So I feel like the team could definitely run with their promotional vibe and then introduce Pancake Day into The Sims 4, where maybe you get the day off work and you literally can just eat as many pancakes as you want. Maybe you get like a guilty moodlet for eating too many, or you get like a happy moodlet for just stuffing them in your face. Whatever it may be, I just think it would be a pretty cool and quirky holiday to have in The Sims 4 for some reason. Maybe it's just because I really like pancakes, that's probably it, but hey, I think Bob deserves all the promotion that he can get. And one thing that I would love to see make a return around springtime is actually picnics in the park. This is an activity that I really miss in The Sims 4. I would love to have a picnic basket. We do have coolers at the moment, so your Sims can take like a cooler with them to, say, a social gathering. I just did one in a Let's Play where they went to the beach for a social gathering and my Sim kind of took a cooler along so they could have quick meals and hang out together. But I would love Sims to be able to prepare like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, or like the little sack lunches that were introduced in Parenthood. Just make a couple of those, plop them into a picnic basket, and then set out a little picnic set for your Sims to eat on. I think that would be adorable. Like, even if they just sat on the ground and ate this picnic. I really miss having cute little picnic dates with my Sims. Again, it doesn't have to stick to spring. That could be a summer or an autumn activity as well, depending on how brave your Sims are. Maybe even a winter activity. If you want to have a picnic in the snow, then go for it. Who am I to tell you that you shouldn't be doing that? So those are kind of my mini wish list for the individual seasons. However, there are a couple of things, I think 2 things that I would really love to see introduced like overall in The Sims 4. One of them is online dating. So in the past, we have had like Love Day. We had Love Day in The Sims 3 where everything was kind of like Valentine's. You could give gifts, you could give like romantic cards and stuff, and I really miss having online dating in The Sims 4. I don't know if this would be the most perfect fit for seasons. I feel like it would be a good addition for the springtime. Like, you know, when everyone wants to better themselves, they all want to get that summer body. Online dating, I think, would be a great thing for these Sims to have when they are like trying to better themselves and then putting themselves out into the world. And honestly, I just really miss having an online dating service in The Sims 4. And we all know that The Sims 4 is very heavily based around bad luck events, especially in city living where you could have apartments that needed TLC, or your power can get shut down and your bills are quite high in The Sims 4. There's a lot of negative actions that can happen to your Sims, and I really feel like the Sims team could build upon this in the seasons. So for example, say if you have a really bad storm either throughout winter or throughout autumn, then your power could get knocked out and maybe you can't get it back on for like 3 or 4 days, which means that your house gets really cold inside and you have nothing to like entertain the kids with. I think knocking power out would be really fun. We have earthquakes and stuff in San Myshuno, so I think something like that could be amazing, just to add a little bit of randomness of the events that could happen to your Sims. I really like it when the game just does something that I'm not expecting and I have to handle it. I really like those series of unfortunate events that just happen super randomly in my game. Or another example of that would be, say, in the summer, if it was like a really long stint of a really warm period. Maybe you could have a drought. Maybe the council writes to your Sim and says, hey, look, you probably shouldn't use your water as much. If we notice that you've been like showering like twice a day, or you've been using too much water, then you'll get a fine sent to you in the post. So those 2 are kind of just like little additions that I think could be added overall into The Sims 4 seasons. But let me know what you guys would like to see in The Sims 4 seasons. I would love to hear your ideas. Would you want it to be called seasons? I mean, I guess it probably has to be, considering that's what the pack is gonna be about, and like that has been one of the biggest sellers in the Sims franchise before now. So I'm assuming if we do get it this year, which a lot of people are assuming that we are, like I said, EA Help Service has apparently confirmed this. We don't know how big of a confirmation that specifically is, but that pretty much wraps it up for this video. As I said, that was just my personal preference of what I would like to see in The Sims 4 seasons. Definitely let me know down below what you would like to see, if there's anything that I suggested that you really would like to see implemented into the game, or if there's something that I said that you're not really into so much. let me know. I want to get a discussion going down in the comments. I love these types of videos for hearing your ideas of what you would love to see. Some of you have some incredible implementations that would just be amazing in the game, so definitely let me know. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. If you would like me to do any more of these kind of wish list videos for, say, future expansions such as like Sims 4 University or Sims 4 Theme Park, then let me know and I will speak to you guys in the next one. Bye!